compliance with the open meeting law, is anyone either audio or videotaping tonight's meeting? Okay, please state your name, address, and reason for doing so. A couple of housekeeping procedures, cell phones, please. Please put them on silent or mute. Thank you. Input. You'll be limited to 3 minutes. Please address the chair. This is strictly adhered to, and violations could send the meeting across. Okay. Okay, and Dave Rice is also on the Zoom call. All right. Okay. Okay, we're ready to go. Okay, we've got a few items tonight. Hopefully, won't be here too long. The Celtics are playing tonight, so I'd like to get the meeting wrapped up. Okay, item number 1, special permit application, chapter 275, section 30, subsection B, for the purpose of installing one 20 by 10 Conex storage box, moving the existing one 20 by 10 Conex located at 110 Short 1013. I believe, as Chris said, Dave is on Zoom. Dave, take it away. Please give us your name and address and.
Yep, it's Dave Rice. I'm the facilities director for the city of Chicopee, 274 Front Street in Chicopee. We're adding a second container for the police department. They've filled the first one, and they've requested to add a second one. I've requested to move the existing one so that the two of them are side by side in the parking lot on the grass, in the same grass area between the cruiser parking spots that they have in the back of the building.
Okay, all right. Okay, Dave, thanks. All right, I have a couple of department reports in the file there. The first one is from our planning director, Lee. Mr. Balakir. Property zone business A is located within the mill conversion overlay district. Applicant is looking to install a second 20-foot by 10-foot storage container for city's public safety complex. Considered a truck, the tractor, tow trailer. Special permit, city council on section, chapter 275, section 30, section B. City council may, however, the above mentioned storage, nonprofit, charitable institutions, special permit shall govern the use of said containers and shall detail such other provisions and restrictions council deems necessary to the location shown on the site. Building fire code requirements. Additionally, the city should consider exploring permanent storage options, accommodate storage needs, and off-site secure facilities, minimize the need for those temporary storage solutions. Let's see what else. Well, building department, there's no recommendations. Engineering, no engineering department comments. Okay. I think I'm gonna let just ask for, perspective, if he has anything, to add to, help us. Lee, how are you?
Good. Thank you, Counselor. I've worked with Dave Rice on his applications for these storage containers, both at the Public Safety Complex and at DPW. We certainly understand the need for additional storage. Our last comment regarding a permanent storage solution, it's clear that storage needs are not going away anytime soon, and the council's ability to approve these storage containers was intended to be for temporary purposes as it's structured within the zoning ordinance. So the city, as we would recommend for any private entity, really does need to look at long-term storage solutions for departments with specific needs. But in the short term, we understand the need, and that's why we're supportive.
That's here, okay, what I'd like to do then is, I'd like to, begin public input. Is there anybody here for public input? Business? Influence? Is there anybody in Zoom? Concerning proposal of public safety complex.
I'll make a motion to close public input.
Okay, motion made and seconded to, close public input. Carla, can you, please, call the roll?
Councilors Valakir, Labrie,
Yes.
Wagner, I'm sorry, Chomsky,
Yes.
Wagner, Zagorowski.
So,
I'll make a motion to approve item 1.
is there any input before we vote on this? Any councilors here that have some questions or concerns? Okay, motion made and seconded to approve, special permit application. Item number 1, we've got.
You promise what'll be a great adventure?
Who is that, please? Okay. All right then,
Roll call. Councilors Valakir,
yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Chomsky, Wagner, Zagorowski.
All right, let me just write this down. Okay, so the motion was to approve, special permit application for electronic storage boxes. Complex. Full committee voted to go before the full. Item number 2. Residence B. Housing. Third place. Property located Grove Avenue, Grove Road Street, parcel ID 0125-000. 01200029 for the purpose of restaurant applicant Road Street 010. State your name and address and what your proposal is.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ridvan Turan. I'm here for the 22 Grove and 0 Grove Avenue. So my project on that the historic houses renovate and is using that beautiful interior as a wine bar on the bottom floor, and then the residential units on the top 2 floor. And also, I'm planning to put a new construction in the future for the whatever left over in that land. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Important to the file, I'm just gonna read it into the record by, our planning director. Planning board recommendation. Planning board held a public hearing on was consider a zone change from residential A to business A for 51,800. Property belong for a first floor restaurant with residential on the upper floors, associated site improvements slash park. Applicant is Red Current, West 85 Grove Street, Castle 20. The planning board recommendation was for approval. All I have is file, Lee, can I ask if you have any or perspective, please?
Sure. Thank you, Counselor. This request addresses 2 parcels in Chicopee Falls. Both of them are currently split zoned. The parking lot associated with Falls Pizza is predominantly residential B, with about a third of the parcel business A. And then the property located at 22 Grove Avenue is substantially residential B with a small triangle of business A, about 525 square feet. So essentially, the request here would make both parcels all business A, which is consistent at least with the parking lot's current use. I've had the opportunity to tour the structure at 22 Grove Avenue with the applicant. It is a rather large single-family home at the moment. And as we've talked about in previous meetings, converting some of these larger structures to mixed-use structures that have a residential component has been trending recently, linked to our need for housing units. From planning's perspective, this isn't a very good proposed use for this area, acknowledging the substantial redevelopment projects that will be happening in Chicopee Falls over the next few years with Brissa development and the future redevelopment of the Uniroyal property. So We were very supportive, both of cleaning up the split zone situation here and allowing the applicant to apply for a special permit to do the mixed use business and residential structure.
Anybody here in the audience? Microphone and, please.
Sue Nimchick. I don't, James Street, I don't live anywhere near this or anything. It's just general questions, so nothing against you or anything. Okay, very good. Just wondering if any butters gave input, you know, at the planning board or whatever, or raised concerns, sorry, must not look at you, okay, to the developer. And in any type of busy streets, are traffic reports required? Because I remember one individual who came to the council, public input, and he mentioned he lived at a particular corner and he said, whatever you do, please do not consider commercial development because there's no room for parking. And this was on a busy street with residential. So those are my three general questions. Okay, thank you.
Sure. One abutter was present at the planning board meeting for this item. The predominant concern there was how traffic would access the new potential business within the 22 Grove Avenue structure. And during the presentation, the applicant noted that they would be relying on their existing curb cuts off of Grove Street into their current parking lot to access any parking that would be shared between the two businesses. So there was no intention of bringing any traffic down Grove Avenue or onto Pine Street, which is a predominantly residential area. Additionally, if the zone change is granted and the special permit to do the mixed use structure is also granted, we anticipate there will be some level of site plan review where DPW and engineering would have an opportunity to review any changes to site accessibility, and we would review that at that point. And just for the council's benefit, generally speaking, any sort of traffic or parking analysis is not required at the zone change level. If there's a need for it, that would happen at the site plan review level.
Anybody on Zoom?
Yes. Motion to close public input.
Motion to close public input. All right. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilors Balakir,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Chomsky, Wagner, Zagorowski.
Hey, gentlemen, do we want to have a little?
Yeah, through the chair to our planning director, Lee, I spent a little time there this afternoon and my concern was Pine Street, that's very narrow. So you're saying that they would have no curb cuts allowed on Pine Street in the back?
Yeah, that's correct. During the planning board hearing, the applicant noted that they would be relying on their current access off of Grove Street, where the current parking lot is for Falls Pizza. And if they were to do a parking expansion into the 22 Grove Ave parcel, all the access would still come from Grove Street. And if we were to do site plan review, we would likely confirm that then as well.
And all the abutters within 300 feet got a notice of tonight's meeting also?
I believe that was done through your office and the same through the planning department for the planning board's public hearing.
So they've gotten two notices, one for the planning, meeting and one for the zoning meeting.
That's correct.
And you've only seen and talked to one about it?
Correct. We had one abutter at the planning board meeting.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Gillespie?
There is a curb cut on Pine Street to go into that residence, though, that big house.
There is a driveway, yes.
The driveway wouldn't have to be blocked off.
No, and I think once if the zone change is granted and then the council considers the special permit for the 2 residential units, when we get to site plan review, we would be discussing, all right, where are the residential units parking that needs to be dedicated? Where is that going to be? Is it going to be in the parking lot, or is it going to be separated? And maybe that driveway is just used for the 2 residential units that are being proposed. But yes, there is a driveway currently on Pine Street for the property. Correct, or that's at least the proposal. Two rental units, one on the 2nd and one on the 3rd floor. Correct, and it could either be that the expanded parking lot accommodates for that, or they keep a separate driveway. I don't think at this point that the applicant has determined that yet.
Councilors, you have questions? Okay, gentlemen. Can you, please call the roll, please?
Councilors Balakir,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Chomsky.
Yes.
Wagner,
Yes.
Zagorowski.
Yes.
Careful, guys, don't get hurt.
Only had one casualty this year.
I was watching.
et cetera. This will be going before the full city council, May 7th, right? Thank you, gentlemen, thank you. Next item on the list is item number 3. Special permit application, chapter 275, section 8, for the purpose of restaurant, with full service liquor license located at 135. The applicant using a permit. Very right. 131 Viscount Road, Long Meadow, Mass. 01106. Come to the microphone. What your proposal is.
Hi, Councillor. My name is Zinzing O Yan, and I go by Vincent. It'll be make it easier for you. And then we are trying to taking over the Max Bistro, American Bistro, that business. That's why we apply for the liquor license, and we're waiting for this liquor license to get everything going. And I know the Max is being here for so many years, and we hope we can carry that legacy and then moving and bring more to this community. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Prior. Reconsider the fire sprinkler contract. Engineering department comment. Fine. The next one is from our planning department. We've got records, special permit for 1229 Compound Drive. Here, property zone business day. Applicant is looking to obtain special permit, transfer an existing liquor license to a new owner, operating an eating and drinking place for the consumption of alcohol. Those uses allowed by special permit. Eating and drinking places for consumption of alcohol. Recommends approval of special. Best report and treasurer's office. It looks like there's nothing here, so that's okay. Okay, I'm going to ask our planning director, Victoria, please further insight perspective.
Sure, this is a very simple request. New owners that are coming in for the business, anytime that a transfer of a liquor license is required, there first needs to be the issuance of a new special permit to the new owner. This business has been here for a long time with no issue as far as we understand, and planning is supportive of that continuing.
Let me just check with public input. Is there anybody in the audience with public input? Okay. Is there anybody on Zoom with public input regarding the 29 Memorial Drive? Any motion to close?
Motion to close public input.
Motion made and second to close public input. Call the roll.
Councilors Balakir,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Chomsky,
Yes.
Wagner, Zegarowski.
Here, Bob, you want to just?
Yes, yes. It's a different company, but I'm one of the partners. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, question, through the chair to our planning director. I don't see where he's a corporation. Do you need to be a corporation to, like, if you're not a resident of the city of Chicopee, to get a liquor license and a special permit?
I don't think so, and definitely not required for the special permit, but I would rely on your license commission if that's a concern for them to address. You're just concerned about whether or not it's an appropriate land use for a liquor license.
Right.
But I don't think there's a requirement to be a corporation within the city to be able to apply.
I thought if you were a resident, you could apply under your own name, but if you were a corporation, if you were, from out of town, you had to, I have that in my back of my mind somewhere, not. Yeah, through the chair to the attorney.
So I can't answer that definitively. I mean, typically with liquor licenses, people like to use corporations for liability purposes. But, I'd have to do some research and get back to you.
Okay, I'm sure if he needs one, that by the
And
time.
your
I
license
get it,
commission will-
It'll come up.
We'll,
Yeah, okay,
we'll vet that as well.
thank you.
That may have questions. No? Okay. All right then,
Motion to approve, item number three.
okay, motion made and seconded to approve, item number 3 for all right, call the roll, please.
Councilors Balakir,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Chomsky,
Yes.
Wagner, Zegarowski.
TNT, I think it might be on the Boston channel too.
Okay, the motion was to, approve the special permit application as stated, purpose of a restaurant with full-service liquor license located at 132 Memorial Drive. Is a permit that would run with the applicant. The committee voted in favor of this, 5-0, and this will go before the full city council on Tuesday, May 7th. Right, gentlemen? Okay, all right, thank you. We're all set. Good night. Okay. All right, item number 4. Ordinance amendment to add chapter 275-73. No further business, commercial, or industrial development shall occur on James Street from the intersection of James Street and Memorial Drive, beginning of Cyrex Street, and any opportune street for 1 year. Applicant, Derek Dobas, former Ward 6 counselor, and Counselor Mary Beth Piniac Costello, Ward 9. Right? Is the applicant here? Mary Beth? Go ahead, Mary Beth. Please state your name and address for the record and your proposal for this evening.
Okay. No,
It's listed.
well, I am, but
It's listed here.
I'm not supposed to talk like that.
Well, if we want to get on any other counselors.
I am an applicant from a long time ago, but since then, there's been a change, and that's why I stepped out of the room for a while, so that we can go through this. For the public, there's a change in the open meeting law. And I'm an applicant, but I can't talk in that
Well,
sense.
Let me have a sidebar then, because if there's no applicant here to present, I will talk with council. I think that will pose a problem.
It was introduced as a council.
Potentially.
They are the applicants.
The attorney, we're having a sidebar for a couple of minutes, trying to figure out how we're gonna get through this.
May 7th. Goes in front of the full board on May 7th. Turn this off.
Mr. Chairman, can I make a motion for a 10-minute recess? Probably is, okay. Draw the motion.
I'm bored.
I was very happy about it.
No, they won't get anything. We tell them that it'll be meeting in May, yeah. They don't get another notice. That's why I told them, you can go, but they're not gonna ask you any questions. We've never asked a question. Right. Once in a great while, yeah, always. Very cut and dry. What do you hit, Sam?
I never played with.
I used to, I don't remember, I used to shoot about 45. We used to play for league, yeah.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, thanks for your indulgence. I just had a sidebar discussion with council, and council's recommendation is that, table this for the time being, because there's some, legal questions here. So we could, but we will allow public input, okay? So,
Mr. Chairman, could I just add a little bit to that?
yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Counselor. Go ahead.
So the question is, under the open meeting law, city councilors that are not on the committee cannot be treated as city councilors. They can't be treated any differently than someone sitting in the audience, a resident. So we're trying to comply, the committee is trying to comply with that, but also allow Councilor Costello for time to give input. So it's either, so you asked me whether she can talk as an applicant, and that would be giving her a special designation because she's a city councilor. She'd get to speak as applicant. And so your opinion, you asked me for an opinion, so I need time to do that. So the question is, do you table it for a month, or does Councilor Costello only speak during public input like any other? So that's your options. So you could table it for a month and wait for my legal opinion, or you could say, Councilor Costello, you can only speak during public input. And that's up to you. And then Councilor Costello also voiced the opinion that she would prefer to be an applicant, and that she sounds like, you can ask her, but she sounds like she was okay with tabling it a month. So I can come up with a legal opinion. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Yep.
Because we're in a quagmire at an impasse. We have
Just the open meeting law is complicated, but we have to comply with it. It's a zoning ordinance. It's an amendment to the zoning ordinance. It's an amendment to the, okay, so, maybe the city planner could shed some light on that? I can't.
Amendments to the zoning ordinance require 3 public hearings. One with the planning board, which makes a recommendation, one to the zoning committee of the city council, and then ordinance before it takes its final reading.
In that order, right?
In that order.
Okay, gentlemen, well, okay, then, I'll entertain a motion to table. Motion to table, and I think the next zoning meeting, I think is May 29th. I looked at that before I left my house, so I'm pretty sure if.
Yeah, I saw it up on my calendar.
So, I think that's probably the only way we can get out of this quick. So, all right, so motion is made and seconded to table to the next zoning meeting, which should be 4:30 City Hall. All right. Oh, okay. Okay, all right, okay. All right, on the advice of council, all right, it looks like we're gonna have some public input on this, because, we want to make sure that people leave here, at least, and they, had the opportunity to come, they should be able to speak. Okay? All right, so public input. Public input is restricted to 3 minutes. Go ahead, Sue. Please state your name and address, and, please, 3 minutes. Gary, can we get 3 minutes on the clock, please?
Go.
Just wait a second. As soon as he's set, I want to cut off seconds for you, so, sorry, Gary.
I just, okay.
All right, all set?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead, Sue.
We're off to the races.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Sue Nimchik, James Street. I'm
Go ahead.
glad you're having this input, regardless of how you're going to determine table, or to table. Because I was in a long winter's nap and I woke up just to come to this, so thank you. My question, because I woke up and I saw it, has it ever been used before? Okay, whether it's your experience of it at your time on the council or subcommittees, has it been used successfully? Because otherwise it's out there for people to tap into. And again, the only objective is to make sure that there's a good, healthy relationship between public and council for decisions to be made properly and everything. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for, is what is the success ratio, and has it always been leveraged properly for the betterment of Chicopee? Okay, that's basically what my question is, and hopefully in a month's time we'll discuss that within 3 minutes and everything. So for the Secretary of the Council, thank you very much for getting that question and for me to speak. Thank you.
Okay, all right, okay, thank you. Anybody else for public input? Good. Mr. Chairman. Okay, okay, all right. Okay, I just wanted to give people an opportunity so that this committee will not be accused of not letting people chat, okay? Anybody else there regarding public input in the audience? Okay. Anybody on Zoom that wants to speak with public input? Okay, then I will.
Motion to close public input.
Okay, motion made and seconded to close public input. All right, Carla.
Councilors Valakir,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Chomsky,
Yes.
Wagner, Zagorowski.
Yes.
Okay, public input is closed. Okay. Okay, gentlemen, so, looks like I don't know if anybody has any further questions on this legal quagmire, but, through the advice of counsel, it appears that, we're at an impasse and that it was recommended to, postpone this particular item, and let the attorney, do some research. So, I believe there was a motion made and, I'll second it regarding the, postpone until the next zoning meeting, May 29th. Okay, so unless somebody else has something to say before we call it, right? Okay? All right? Okay.
Councilors Balakir,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Chomsky, Wagner, Zagorowski.
Yes. All right, okay, thank you. Let me just write this in. Looking for Front Street for here. Yeah, I think it is. There you go.
They probably couldn't beat that. They probably couldn't beat.
Four percentage points ahead. Clearly, it's a long season.
Can't do my initials.
Okay, gentlemen, the motion was, to postpone until the May 29th, 2024 zoning subcommittee meeting, fourth floor, council chambers, 274 Front Street, 6:30 PM, on the advice of legal counsel to study the legal issue of this proposal. He signed it, and this will go before the full committee on 7th, of May. Okay, item number 5, minutes, March 27th. Okay. Okay, wait a second, hold on, Counselor.
We need a roll call on them.
Motion made and seconded to accept the minutes of March 27th, 2024.
Councilors Balakir,
Please call the roll.
Councilors Balakir,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Chomsky, Wagner,
Yes.
Zagorowski.
Yes. Okay, hold on, gentlemen.
Motion to adjourn?
Yes, motion to adjourn. Motion made and seconded to adjourn, the meeting, okay? Go ahead.
Councilors Balakir,
Yes.
Labrie,
Yes.
Chomsky, Wagner, Figueroa.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.